Welcome to Free Tutorial TV and a tutorial about the PyQt6 course. In this session, we are going to learn that how you can create a Q spinbox. So now Q spinbox is designed to handle the integers and discrete set of values. Allows the user to choose a value by clicking ups and down buttons or pressing up or down in the keyboard to increase or decrease the value currently displayed, and the user can also type the volume manually. Now there are different methods that you can use in spinbox. For example, we have volume method, and this method returns the current selected integers values of spinbox. And also we have set minimum and also set maximum method, and there are some signals for Q spinbox. For example, we have value change signal, and it is emitted when the value of the spinbox is changed. And also we have editing finished signal, and it is emitted when the focus is lost on a spinbox. Now let's create a practical example. Now this is my PyCharm IDE, and let me create a new file in here, and let me call it spinbox, for example. And what we want to add our window code in here. So we have just imports, and this is our titles, icons. If I run this, so you can see that I have my windows simple window in here. Now let's create our spinbox first. So let me want to add some imports. So we want to import spinbox because it is related to QSpinBox. It is related to Qt widgets module, and also we need QHbox layout and Q level, QVex layout and Q level. Also we need a Q line edit. So let me add the Q line edit. And now let's create our spin box in here. First we need to create the objects of QH box layout, and after that we create a label, and I can just say laptop price, and add this label. And in the hbox layout, so I can just say hbox dot add widget, and I want to add the label. So we run this, nothing is visible, so I need to add into the self dot set layout to the hbox layout. And here you can see that our level in here. So let's just add our line edit in here. So I can just say also let me change the font of this level. So level dot set font and Q font, and we can add this type times and the size 15. So let me have to import this Q font from the PyQt6 GUI. And now let's get our line edit in here. So I can just say self dot line edit equal to Q line edit, and after inserting the line edit, adding the line edit, let's create our spin box. So self dot spin box equal to Q spin box. We can create our spin box in here, and after doing this, let's add this 2 in the hbox layout. So I can just say hbox dot add widget, self dot line edit, and hbox dot add widget. We want to add our spin box, so self dot spin box. Okay, so now we have our label, line edit, and also the spin box. Let's also create another line edit for the result of the total result in here. This is my line edit. self dot, for example, I can just call it total result, and the q line edit, and also add this to the hbox layout. So hbox dot add widget, and we want add our total. So if you run this, okay, you can use the laptop price, super spin box, and we can choose and it should be total price in here. So we need to use signal and mechanism, which I have already said that there are some signal for QSpinBox class, and here we are going to use the value change signal of the spinbox. So first we need to create our method, and in here I just say deft spin selected, and I can check in here first. So if a self dot line edit dot text, so first I need to get the text from the line edit, and after that I'm going to check that if it is not zero. Now if it is not zero, I want to just say price, and if I get the line edit the text or the value from the line edit int, and like this, after that we can say total price equals, now we need to get the value from the spin box, that is, after that we want to multiply that with the price that we have. So self dot spin box, and we have a method of values for that. We can just add multiply that with the price, and at the end we need to just add this total price to the second line edit, so that line edit, or we can just say total result dot set docs, and typecast this to string, and we can add our total price. And now let's add this also. We can add an else case in here. So else we can just say, for example, print wrong value. And let's connect this with the value change signal of the spin box. So in here we have our spin box, and I can just have dot spin box dot value change dot connect, and self dot spin box. Oh yeah, spin selected it should be, and so left, for example 500, and so I say for the first, so second value, and a second third value, and like this you can change the spin box, and like this you can work with the spin box. Now let's see create another spin box that's called as q double spin box that accept floating or double value. Now it's time we use the qt designer, so let's open up our qt designer. So it is my qt designer, and let's create our projects, and I'm going to use a qt widget based project, and just click on this, and now we can just, so this is our form and our GUI main window. Let's change the geometry. So for example the width, okay, I can just give it a value, say 600, and for a height I want to be example 250. And now let's add a level. So from here we can just grab a label, and we don't need to change object name, but we can change font to 14, and this will be bold. Okay, and let's change this to sugar price, and after this let's add a q line edit. Q, this is the first one. After that I can change this to line edit price, and we add the q spin box, and it should be here. Spin box. So in the input widget area, so double spin box, line edit. Mhm. And we can just for a result we can change this to total. Let's add our layout. So let's can bring this in here. So let's choose this widget and I can just right click, layout, so be horizontally. For the main window it should be vertically, horizontally, like this. Let's save this design. So part 2 and save here, call it double spin demo. Save. Now let's open our PyCharm IDE and mm, if we see we have our double spin demo.ui in here. We have already learned to how to convert from .ui to .py file. So I will learn that how you can load your this UI file. So now this time we are going to load this UI file and loads and slot functionality using and loading the UI. Now create another Python files and here I'm going to just call it load spin. So in here I need some import, so we can just say from pytq6.qtwidget module import q implications and q widgets and q line edit and a q double spin box. For loading UI file in the py-kitty, we now want to use the UIC module. So from we need to import new UIC. Let's create a class and I'm going to just call it UI, and in this class extend from QWidgets and let create a init functions with the super function in here. So super dot init. Now after this, yes, I already said that for loading of UI file we can use UIC module. So in here we can just say UI dot lot UI, and in here you need to give your UI name. So the UI name, if you say double spin demo, say you can just say double spin demo dot UI, and also we need to pass self in here. And now after this let's create the object of the Q application in here. So let's come down here, um, app equal to Q application, and we can lift it. For example, you can pass a sys.argv if you want to use a command line utility. If you don't want to use, you can just leave it as empty list. And let's create our window UI class object, create object of our UI class. And after that we need to show that, so window dot show. At the end we can just execute our app dot execute. Now let's run this. I think we have an error and the invalid qt designer file. So not such file or directory. uh, so we have to load our load spin and double. Mm, double load spin, it's not double, but I have made a mistake here. I've made a mistake here. It should be, yeah, double. and change it this proper to double refractor. So we'll run this. We can see that our spin box in here, but now we can access this widget that we have. For example, we have two line edit and we have the spin box. How we can access this to using the loading UI. So for that, if you remember, we have designed our main design. You can see that we have object name for this and a line edit price and total, and this is a double spin. So now using that we can access to this. So first let's use self dot line price equal self dot find child and q line edit. Need to give object name the line edit underscore price. So line edit underscore price and self dot double spin equal to self dot find child, the q double spin box, and the name is uh, the object name the double spin box here, and self the last one is line edit underscore result, line underscore result. So we can say line result equal to self dot find child and q line edit, and the name is the object name line edit underscore total. Okay, so after finding this widget, now we need to create our method in here because there are value change signal. So for that, another function spin selected self. So first, if you want to check if line self dot line price dot text sense, using text we can just line edit value. After that we can check if it is not zero. Self, if that not zero, then we can say the price, not prints but price. Self dot line edit price dot text. So using text we can get the value from the line edit, so we need to just typecast this to int. And now we can just say total price self dot double spin box dot double spin box dot value. And so using the value we can get the value from the spin box, and after that we want to multiply that with the price. So now you can just set this total price to line edit result dot set text, not window, set text. Why it's not showing set text here? Set text, then we can just typecast to string. So now we can add our total price. Now let's connect this with the value change signal in here, and in here I just say so self dot double spin dot value change dot connect, and connect the self dot spin selected. Now let's run this and say for example we can add 5. So you have changed value, so it's changing, we can change this. Okay, Now we have already learned that we can use the value change value of QSpinBox. Also, we have mentioned that there are another signal for the QSpinBox and it's called editing and finish signal, and it's immediate when the focus is lost on the spin box. Now in this lesson we are going to create an example that we will use editing finish signal. So this is my Qt designer. I'm going to create a widget application, so you can choose from here. After that, click on create. So the first thing is that we need to change the width and height of the window. So for width, I'm going to change, just give it, for example, width of 600, and the height we just make it 250. Up now we need to add a label in here, so let me just add a label. And I'm going to change object name, because I will not use this because it just label, and I'm going to add a text in here. But I want to change the font to, for example, 14 and bold. Okay, and let's click on this. And also I can change this to, for example, pen price. And let's just copy and paste this. I'm going to make this a sugar price. Now after this, let's create two Q line edit in here. So this is the first one, and I'm going to change this to line edit price. Line edit price. And we add a spin box here. It's in this section. I'm not going to change in this spin box because I'll have one spin box. I just want to leave the object name as it is. Let's have another line edit in here like this. And then for this line edit is a book price. So, and this would be, for example, total price. Let's add two more line edit for the sugars. This is here, and for this I need to give an object name. For example, it's this object, so line edit sugar price, sugar price, s price. And let's add double spin box. So for this I'm going to use the object name, and let's add another line edit. And also I also need to change the object name, and let me just say, for example, total tea sugar, like this. Also I need to add a level in here because I will calculate the total price, so I can just add a label. And for right now I need to just change the object name to level result. And also we can change the font to, for example, 16 bold. Now let's add our layout. So I'm going to choose this tree, right click, layout should be horizontally, and this we can choose this tree layout horizontally. And so we can choose the main window as layout vertically. Now if I preview this sample design, let me just remove this text label, delete it. Now let's save this, and we can save it in my PyCharm project, PyQt tutorial in part 2. You can just say, for example, spinbox demo. Let's open. So we have the spinbox demo in here to .py file, pyuic6 minus x spinbox demo.ui minus o, and the spinbox demo.py. now we have this. So this is our code, and let's run this. And now you can see that we have our line edits, and this is the first spin box, and this is the double spin box. And now let's create a method in here and in this section. So first I'm going to say def first result. For this first we need to get the pen price. So pen price equal to, so I can just say we want to get a text from the line edit, so I can just say self dot line edit price dot text, typecast this to convert to int, and after doing this we can just say total pen price equal to, and now I need to get the value or the amount from the spin box, from the first spin box value, and after that I can multiply that with the pen price. And now we need to just set the second line edit, and that is total price. So I can say total price dot set text, and I need to typecast that or convert to the string. So I can just say total pen price. So this is the first one. Let's do for the same for the second one. So I can just say second result, the pen, we need to, let me just copy, then we just write that we I can just say sugar price, and we can just say self dot line edit s price dot text. Then after that we can just say total sugar price self dot double spin box, and we are going to get the value from double spin box, and we are going to multiply that with the sugar price. Now after that we can just set to the line edit total price. So now I can just say set text, and we can add the total sugar price also, because we have a level and we want to set the total to the level. So we need to first the price, and I need to say total pen price. I say int self dot line edit total price dot text, and now in here we have the total pen price in here. Also after that we can just say total amount, and the total pen price plus total sugar price. Okay, and now we can set the total amount to the level that we have, so that self dot level dot set text, and I can just say total price is plus format total amount. So we have created this. After this we need to add this, and we need to use the finish signal. We need to connect that. Now we can just find our spin box, and we have two spin box. The first one is here, and let me just add that in here, so I can just create a connecting to the signal, and I can just say self dot spinbox dot editing finished dot connect, so self dot first result, same for the second result, double spin box, and we can just change this to double spin box, and this should be second result. So now let's run this. Remember the pen price 5 total. See this changing. Yeah, so we can see that the price in here and total price. So let's add the sugar for example. Okay, and see the total price is 34. This again changes and you can see the changing like this, like this. Now you can see these are changing. Okay, so with this the QSpinBox tutorial video is come to an end. I hope you like this video. Have a nice day. We'll see you in the next video.